This is Into the Storm, where winning starts within. The mental performance podcast for athletes, coaches, competitors, and leaders. No hype, no noise, just the mindset that keeps you grounded when it matters most. Let's step into the beam. I want you to imagine two athletes. We're going to use baseball as an example. Both strike out with the bases loaded. Same pitcher, same count, same swing, same result. From the outside, the story is identical, but inside, two completely different conversations begin. The first athlete walks back to the dugout thinking, I always choke in big moments. Coach probably shouldn't have put me up there. I'm letting everyone down. By the next inning, they're playing scared. The second athlete walks back and thinks, I chased a pitch above the zone. I'll adjust next time. Hey, stay ready. Same strikeout, different story, different future. Here's something I want you to remember. Events don't shape confidence nearly as much as the meaning that we attach to those events. The mistake is real. The story, optional. Unfortunately, most athletes confuse the two. They don't say, I made a bad throw. They say, I'm a bad defender. They don't say, I lost today. They say, I'm a loser. Notice what happened. One event became an identity. One performance became a permanent label. That's a dangerous story because once you believe it, your brain starts looking for evidence to support it. Every mistake confirms it. Every success gets dismissed as luck. Before long, you're not competing anymore. You're simply proving the story you've already decided is true. This doesn't only happen after failure, it happens after success too. An athlete has the best game of their season. Instead of thinking, I'm improving, they tell themselves, I'll never play that well again, or now everyone expects this from me every single game. Even success can become pressure because of the story that you attach to it. One of the most powerful questions I ask athletes is this: is that what happened? Or is that the story you've been telling yourself about what happened? Think about that. That's a big difference. Let's say you were nervous before a game. That's what happened. Then you tell yourself, I'm not mentally tough. That's the story. Maybe you made 2 errors. That's what happened. Then you tell yourself, I always fall apart under pressure. That's the story. The event deserves attention. The story deserves inspection because one is factual and the other is interpretive. And interpretation can change. So parents, be careful about the stories you reinforce to your athletes. When they say something like, I'm terrible, don't immediately jump to fixing the emotion. Help them separate the facts from conclusions. You can ask stuff like, what actually happened? Then ask, what are you telling yourself about it? Those two answers are rarely the same. You're not trying to make them feel better. You're teaching them to think about things a little bit better. And coaches, your language matters too. Athletes often borrow the stories you tell them. If every mistake becomes you're not focused, eventually they'll believe they're an unfocused athlete. Instead, coach the behavior, not the identity. Correct the action, but protect the person. And leaders, the same principle follows us into adulthood as well. A presentation may not go well. A client says no, a promotion goes to someone else. They're all events. The dangerous part begins when you write a story that says, maybe I'm not good enough. One difficult chapter should never become the title of your life. So in cognitive psychology, our interpretation of an event often has a greater impact on our emotions and future behavior than the event itself. Elite performers learn to challenge distorted thinking, which is really what it is, that's the story, rather than automatically believing it. They become editors of their internal narrative instead of passive readers. That's a skill. And like every skill, it can be trained. So here's the coach's clipboard for today. Think about a disappointing performance you've had recently. Draw a line down the middle of the page. On the left, write facts. Only write what actually happened. No opinions, no assumptions, no emotions. And now on the right, go ahead and put down the story. Rate everything you've been telling yourself about that performance. Then ask, is this story helping me perform better? If the answer is no, then you need to rewrite it. Not with false positivity, with truthful coaching. Replace things like, I always choke, with, I sped up. Next time I'll slow down and trust my routine. Replace the I'm not good enough with I'm still developing this skill. The goal isn't to ignore reality. The goal is to interpret reality in a way that helps you grow. So here's today's direction. Every day, you're writing the story of your athletic career or performance career. Some chapters are going to be incredible. Others probably are going to be a little bit more difficult. But don't let one bad chapter convince you it's the whole book. The story you tell yourself today will shape how you perform tomorrow. So choose your words carefully, because eventually you'll start believing what you're telling yourself. If today's episode gave you direction, go ahead and share it with a teammate, a coach, or a parent, or someone maybe who's allowing one difficult moment to define who they are. And if you'd like practical mental performance coaching delivered every week to your inbox, join the free Lighthouse letter at CoachRonMPM.com. Until next time, stand a little taller, breathe a little slower, trust your lighthouse, and remember, winning starts within. This is Coach Ron. No matter how rough the waters get, the beam is still on, and now you know how to find it. I'll meet you back here next time, into the storm, where winning starts within.
If you like the show, be sure to leave us a rating, review, and comment.